They say Dubai is a city of mirages, but stepping off that private jet, the warm air hits you, and you realize it's all very real. There's a specific frequency to this place, a quiet hum of infinite possibility, woven into the very fabric of the desert sky. You don't just arrive here, you elevate, leaving the noise behind as the golden doors of the private elevator glide shut in total silence. Waking up in a penthouse above the clouds completely shifts your perspective on the world. The skyline beneath you looks like a vast sea of glass and steel. I pour a shot of dark espresso, feeling the cool, heavy marble of the kitchen island beneath my hand. The city below is just beginning to stir. Through the floor-to-ceiling windows, the morning sun bleeds across the Burj Khalifa. It's a violent, beautiful gold that sets the entire room on fire. Up here, the silence is absolute. You are suspended between the deep blue of the Arabian Gulf and the endless burning edge of the morning sky. You step out onto the terrace. The air is crisp, untouched. You can almost taste the ambition radiating from the streets 1,000 feet below. Time moves differently when you hold the world in the palm of your hand. You let out a slow breath and surrender to the sheer scale of it all. A velvet-lined box waits on the nightstand, holding the keys to the morning. The heavy, cold metal of the V12 badge quietly whispers your name. Slipping behind the wheel of the hypercar, the hand-stitched leather grips you. You press the ignition, and a visceral, deep roar shatters the quiet of the garage. Gliding down the Sheikh Zayed Road, the towering monoliths of glass blur past. It's a canyon of modern titans, gleaming in the raw, unfiltered desert light. The acceleration is effortless, a violent surge of power, gracefully restrained by pure engineering. You blend into the rhythm of the city, a shadow moving among giants. Every intersection feels like a runway. The deep purr of the engine echoes off the concrete, drawing stares that you've long grown completely used to. Pulling up to the valet at the Palm, the doors sweep upward in a silent, flawless arc. You leave the keys and step into an entirely different world. The scent of aged oud and rare orchids hangs heavy in the grand lobby. It's an intoxicating perfume that tells you immediately where you belong. A discreet nod from the concierge, and you bypass the velvet rope. There is a quiet power in knowing. The path is always clear for you. Walking through the vaulted corridors, the sound of water cascades over gold leaf walls. It's a sanctuary of excess, perfectly designed to make you forget the outside world. You step out onto the private marina, the blinding white hulls of super yachts, bob gently against the sapphire water, waiting for a command. The deck of the 70-meter yacht feels like an island unto itself. The teak wood is warm beneath your bare feet, grounding you in the moment. A chilled glass of vintage Dom Perignon is pressed into your hand before you even have to ask. The crystal catches the light, throwing tiny rainbows across the deck. As the engines hum to life, the shoreline slowly begins to drift away. The city shrinks into a jagged silhouette against the hazy, distant horizon. Out here on the open Gulf, the air is laced with sea salt and absolute freedom. You lean against the polished rail, letting the wind pull at you. There's a profound peace in this isolation. No crowds, no demands, just the steady, rhythmic slicing of the boue through the deep, endless blue. The afternoon sun warms your skin as you sink into the plush, white loungers. You close your eyes and just listen to the gentle crash of the wake. It's the kind of luxury that doesn't shout. It whispers. In the flawless service, the unseen hands, anticipating your every desire before you even speak. As golden hour approaches, the sky bruises into deep shades of violet and burnt orange. The water turns into a mirror, reflecting a perfect, fiery canvas. You take a slow sip of the champagne. The crisp, complex notes dance on your tongue, a perfect pairing for the sheer beauty of the fading light. Looking back at the Dubai skyline, it suddenly lights up like a circuit board. A million glittering diamonds, scattered across the edge of the desert. The yacht gently banks back toward the harbor. The cool evening breeze settles in, carrying the faint, distant pulse of the city's awakening nightlife. A private elevator lifts you to the culinary peak of the city. The doors open to a dimly lit dining room, overlooking the sprawling neon abyss. The ambiance is wrapped in dark velvet and polished mahogany. A solitary candle flickers on your table, casting long, dancing shadows across the immaculate silver. The sommelier approaches with quiet reverence. He pours a rare, ruby-red Bordeaux, the heavy liquid swirling in the glass, breathing rich life into the room. You inhale the deep, earthy aroma of the wine. It speaks of centuries-old European vineyards, a stark, beautiful contrast to the ultra-modern world surrounding you. The first course arrives under a dome of smoked glass. As it lifts, a thick cloud of oak smoke drifts away, revealing pure, edible art. A delicate cut of Wagyu, marbled to absolute perfection. It melts on the palate instantly, sending a rush of rich, savory warmth through your senses. There is a symphony in this meal. The subtle crunch of gold leaf, the velvet texture of truffle puree. Every bite is a calculated, masterful seduction. You sit back, letting the complex symphony of flavors linger. The low murmur of elegant conversation around you blends beautifully with the soft notes of a grand piano. Looking out the window, a helicopter cuts through the night sky. Its red beacon blinks against the darkness, a silent reminder of the heights you've reached. Dessert is a fragile sphere of spun sugar and dark chocolate. You shatter it with the edge of your spoon, unveiling a rich, hidden sweetness inside. But the true soul of Dubai isn't found in the gleaming glass towers. It lies out there, far beyond the city limits, in the endless, shifting dunes. The heavy rotors of the private chopper slice through the warm night air. You leave the glowing city behind, plunging into a sea of absolute, star-lit pitch black. Below you, the desert rolls on forever. A landscape so vast and ancient, it instantly humbles even the wildest of human ambitions. You touch down at a secluded, private camp. Torches line the sandy pathway, their flames snapping wildly in the dry, ancient desert wind. Stepping onto the cool, ultra-fine sand, the silence is almost deafening. It's a profound, heavy quiet that strips away all the static of the modern world. A private pavilion waits, gracefully draped in heavy silk and hand-woven rugs. The air smells of burning cedar and rich, slow-roasted spices from the fire pit. You recline on oversized, plush cushions under the open sky. Far above you, the Milky Way stretches out, an unbelievable glowing river of crushed diamonds. A local guide pours traditional Arabic coffee from a silver dalla. The bitter, cardamom-infused warmth grounds you deeply into the timeless soul of the desert. Out here, time simply ceases to exist. There is only the mesmerizing crackle of the fire, the whispering wind, and the vast, beautiful emptiness of the wild. You close your eyes and breathe in the ancient dust. It's a moment of pure, unadulterated grounding, a vital anchor in a life lived entirely at the top. Returning to the city, you quickly realize the night is far from over. Dubai's pulse quickens after midnight, a seductive, electric heartbeat that inevitably pulls you in. Your driver navigates smoothly through the glittering maze of the financial district. The neon reflections smear across the tinted glass like a vibrant, moving oil painting. You arrive at an unmarked subterranean door. No flashy signs, no bright lights. Only those who truly know understand what lies beneath the surface. A heavy steel door swings open to reveal a hidden lounge. The air is thick with the deep, resonant bass of an underground, fiercely exclusive rhythm. The lighting is incredibly low, moody, bathed in deep crimson and gold. People here don't just dress well, they wear their extreme confidence like a second skin. You are discreetly guided to a corner booth, perfectly shielded by velvet curtains. It's an intimate vantage point to watch the powerful and the beautiful collide. The bartender crafts a bespoke cocktail, dry ice swirling dramatically from the crystal glass. You take a slow sip, the sharp, botanical bite instantly awakening your senses. Conversations happen in hushed, intense tones all around you. Deals are made. Secrets are shared, all completely hidden away from the prying eyes of the world above. The music swells, wrapping around you like a warm, heavy embrace. You lose yourself in the hypnotic tempo, a master of the universe, simply letting go. Stepping back out into the humid, early morning air, the sudden quiet feels heavy. The very first hint of dawn is just beginning to trace the edges of the skyline. The next morning brings a completely different kind of surrender. You wake up in a private overwater villa, completely surrounded by the impossibly calm, turquoise lagoon. The heavy sliding glass doors open to a private infinity pool. The water spills perfectly into the horizon, beautifully blurring the line between the earth and the sky. You step down into the warm, crystalline water. It embraces you instantly, gently washing away the residual adrenaline of the long, intoxicating night before. A private massage therapist waits quietly in the shaded cabana. The soothing scent of eucalyptus and lavender drifts lazily on the warm, salty ocean breeze. You lie face down, closing your eyes to the world. The firm, deliberate pressure of warm volcanic stones slowly melts the deep, lingering tension from your shoulders. There's a hypnotic rhythm to the waves gently lapping at the wooden stilts. It beautifully syncs with your breathing, a natural metronome slowing your racing mind to a crawl. They apply a facial mask infused with pure 24-karat gold. It cools instantly against your skin, a decadent, absurdly luxurious touch that somehow feels completely normal here. You drift effortlessly into that quiet space between sleep and waking, a twilight zone of pure comfort, where the heavy weight of your empire simply ceases to matter. When you finally rise, the whole world seems noticeably brighter. You pull on a lightweight linen robe, the soft fabric grazing your revitalized, sun-kissed skin. A silver tray of fresh dragon fruit and chilled coconut water sits waiting. You taste the crisp, sweet hydration, experiencing an instant, beautiful revival for the soul. The afternoon casually calls for a slow stroll through the avenues of high fashion. The polished marble floors of the Galleria perfectly reflect the intricate glass domes high above. The air-conditioned chill provides a crisp, welcome sanctuary from the desert sun. Every boutique window you pass feels like a carefully curated gallery of impossible elegance. You step into the private, VIP viewing room of a master watchmaker. The heavy mahogany doors close softly, muting the outside world into total, perfect silence. A black velvet tray is presented, holding a true masterpiece of horology. The intricate exposed tourbillon spins flawlessly, acting as a tiny, mechanical beating heart. You slowly strap the heavy platinum timepiece to your wrist. It carries a reassuring, solid weight, a silent, gorgeous testament to legacy, precision, and unapologetic success. Leaving the boutique, the golden hour begins to paint the city all over again. You pause to watch the grand fountains dance, water shooting hundreds of feet into the air. The precise choreography of the water is undeniably mesmerizing. It moves gracefully to the soaring strings of a symphony, a beautiful, fleeting monument to human imagination. A cool mist drifts through the air, briefly brushing against your face. You look way up at the towering spire of the Burj, piercing the soft, violet sky far above. In this fleeting moment, though completely surrounded by strangers, you feel wonderfully isolated in your own spectacular reality. A quiet ghost in a city of marvels. They built an absolute oasis of the future, right here in the middle of nowhere. And standing here, you suddenly realize you are a vital piece of its grand design. As the deep evening finally sets in, you retreat to the quiet sanctuary of the penthouse terrace. The city below is a sprawling sea of light, alive, breathing, untamed. You lean against the cold glass railing, feeling the faint, rhythmic vibration of the wind. A deep, heavy sense of profound accomplishment slowly settles into your chest. This life, this beautiful, completely surreal dream, it requires a very certain kind of hunger, a relentless, quiet drive to touch the absolute edge of what is possible. You take one last, long look at the endless skyline. The neon smoothly pulses, the distant desert whispers, and the warm night completely wraps its arms around you. Dubai doesn't just give you what you want. It intensely shows you what you never knew you needed. And once you truly feel it, you can never, ever truly leave.